Dinar shift. The current surge of conversation sweeping across the Iraqi Dinar community is reaching a fever pitch, sparking some of the most intense dialogue seen in months. This heightened atmosphere is not driven by official announcements but by a torrent of unconfirmed chatter that has flooded online spaces. Social groups, dedicated forums, and private chat threads focused on the Iraqi dinar have been set alight by a single dramatic headline that suggests an imminent shift. Phase 2 just launched. 60-hour exchange window. This specific and urgent claim has taken root and spread with remarkable speed, reflecting the community's deep-seated anticipation and desire for forward movement in the long-term speculation surrounding the currency. While the sheer volume of this discussion makes it impossible to ignore, it is critical to state clearly that these claims lack official confirmation from any Iraqi banking authority or governmental body. The central challenge for every holder right now is to navigate this emotional wave, discerning what is genuine community sentiment from what is verifiably true, especially when the speculation appears during a period of ongoing economic and financial reforms within Iraq. The terminology itself, Phase 2, is at the core of the current speculation, and its definition remains entirely subjective within the community. There has been absolutely no official public statement from any recognized financial institution or governmental entity to confirm the existence or commencement of any such phase. Despite this critical lack of institutional backing, the term is widely interpreted by holders as symbolizing a significant transition, update, or next step in the financial life cycle of the dinar. The rapid dissemination of this rumor is often attributed to its timing, aligning with moments of economic news from Iraq, ongoing discussions about currency, reform, or domestic political developments that the community often attempts to link together. Many online holders project their hopes onto Phase 2, seeing it as a sign of deeper financial movement, perhaps connected to internal banking platform upgrades, digital currency preparations, or significant policy planning. However, these interpretations remain unproven assumptions, highlighting the powerful dynamic where community anticipation fills the void left by a lack of official clarity. To responsibly approach this pervasive rumor, it's essential to understand the community's psychological response. Long-term speculation, often extending across many years, inherently creates a natural desire for updates and definitive milestones. When official news is scarce, even minor, unrelated events in Iraq, such as banking activity or digital system upgrades, can be amplified and interpreted as a major signpost. The concept of pattern association is highly common in these environments, where people connect 2 or 3 simultaneous yet independent events and assume they are coordinated evidence of a larger, undisclosed plan. This tendency explains why the unconfirmed mention of Phase 2 immediately resonates with many, fitting neatly into a desired narrative of accelerating progress. The responsible approach is always to observe the rumor, analyze its spread, and understand the sentiment that drives it, but never to mistake this community-driven narrative for actual financial policy or verified facts. The focus must remain on separating hopeful anticipation from confirmed reality. Another crucial element fueling the current excitement is the specific, time-sensitive claim of a 60-hour exchange window countdown. This precise timeline has gained significant traction for a simple, psychological reason. Countdowns create urgency, focus, and a feeling of concrete, scheduled action. For a community that has navigated years of uncertainty, a specific deadline provides an emotional anchor, making the possibility of a major event feel imminent and real. It is paramount to reiterate that this countdown is entirely unconfirmed, unofficial, and not supported by any published financial document or institutional statement. In the world of currency speculation, the emotional power of a ticking clock is immense, capable of triggering immediate and widespread reaction. The rapid spread of this particular claim highlights the community's intense focus on any signal, real or perceived, that suggests a definitive endpoint to the long wait. The belief system underpinning the countdown is often linked to recent, verifiable banking and technological developments occurring in Iraq. Many holders observe advancements like the adoption of new digital payment systems, upgraded interbank connectivity, or modernizing efforts within the nation's financial sector. They then interpret these routine, yet important, technological upgrades as preparatory steps for a significant currency event. While Iraq is demonstrably improving its financial infrastructure, it is impossible to determine if this is a valid interpretation or simply a reflection of community excitement projecting its expectations onto normal operational developments. The responsible perspective demands recognizing that online countdowns are almost invariably unverified and designed to generate emotional energy. Their true value lies not in their accuracy, but in what they reveal. The community is actively seeking and responding to any hint of a schedule, demonstrating the high level of vigilance and hope among long-term holders. The inherent nature of the Iraqi Dinar community, active, highly connected, and marked by years of shared anticipation, is why these types of rumors propagate so rapidly and intensely. Every small piece of news or community post can feel like a major breakthrough after such an extended period of waiting. Holders engage in a meticulous watch for political pronouncements, specific banking reforms, economic policy statements, or currency-related announcements. When a perceived confluence of 2 or 3 unrelated developments occurs in proximity, the tendency is to link them and assume a larger, underlying meaning is at play. This pattern recognition, while common in all speculative groups, can blur the line between analysis and pure conjecture. Therefore, when terms like Phase 2 begin trending, a large part of the community immediately integrates it into their overall narrative, even in the complete absence of official confirmation. The prudent approach is always to observe, understand the driving sentiment, but never to assume that a popular rumor reflects actual financial policy or imminent reality. To delve deeper into the community's discussions, many holders view Phase 1 as having encompassed the long years of groundwork, including monitoring the Iraqi financial system, observing government reforms, and tracking banking updates. By extension, the rumored Phase 2 is conceptually seen as the point where these efforts transition into a more accelerated or serious stage, leading toward the desired financial outcome. It is crucial to underscore that this interpretation is a community construct only, not a reflection of official government or central bank policy. The definitions assigned to Phase 2 vary widely. Some holders see it as purely related to digital banking advancements, others link it to the consolidation of currency procedures, and a third group simply sees it as an indicator of increased public and internal attention. The central issue is that without a clear official definition from a verifiable source, the community naturally fills this informational vacuum with its own diverse and hopeful explanations. The importance of staying grounded in reality cannot be overstated, especially when analyzing these types of community-driven conversations. While understanding the collective sentiment is valuable, holders must be exceptionally careful not to act on unproven claims or operate under the assumption that a non-officially defined phase represents a guaranteed or imminent financial event. These circulating ideas should instead be viewed as part of the broader Dinar commentary ecosystem, a continuous, evolving discussion heavily influenced by shared hope, conjecture, and individual interpretation, rather than a factual, confirmed financial timeline. The narratives around concepts like Phase 2 highlight the community's collective effort to impose structure and meaning onto an uncertain situation, which is a natural human tendency. However, sound decision-making requires distinguishing between a speculative conversation and a verified financial update. The specific invocation of a 60-hour countdown wields significant psychological power (PR), precisely because it injects a high degree of urgency into the community. Consequently, many discussions online revolve around practical preparatory steps, such as organizing notes, verifying documents, checking identification, and generally preparing for a potential exchange window. While maintaining organized personal financial documents is a sensible, universally beneficial practice, it is paramount to avoid taking action based on instructions or urgency derived from unofficial sources. There has been no public notice issued by any bank or financial authority requiring holders to prepare for a 60-hour window. No institution has confirmed any exchange schedule, and no verifiable authority has stated that a revaluation, or RV, is occurring within any specific imminent timeframe. The intense focus on preparation, even if for unconfirmed events, is understandable after years of prolonged waiting. The mere suggestion of a countdown can instantaneously trigger a mix of excitement and a fear of missing out, FOMO, two powerful psychological drivers. While personal financial organization is always a good practice, it is critically important to ensure that this activity remains a balanced, personal choice and is not driven by the emotional pressure of an unverified countdown rumor. The goal of responsible analysis is to help holders stay informed about the circulating narratives, but not to mislead them into believing that these rumors equate to immediate, actionable information. As these community conversations intensify, maintaining a clear distinction between prudent personal organization and reactionary decisions based on unconfirmed buzz is essential for all holders. A common reaction whenever speculation trends across multiple platforms is the question, does this widespread rumor mean something real is happening behind the scenes? When thousands of individuals and rums repeat the same terms like Phase 2 or 60-hour window, it naturally creates a powerful illusion of confirmation. However, the fundamental reality is that repetition merely signifies popularity. Repetition does not in itself equal validation. Holders must maintain the understanding that legitimate, significant financial updates always originate and are broadcast through official verified channels. They do not appear first as social media messages, anonymous chat room screenshots, or unverified community posts. The widespread discussion, however, offers valuable insight into the collective sentiment among holders. There is a palpable anticipation, high engagement, and a strong desire for tangible forward movement. This emotional energy is precisely what fuels rapid rumor cycles. The most intelligent takeaway from the current situation is to acknowledge that interest is high and engagement is intense, yet verified information remains severely limited. The ability to separate the emotional wave of speculation from the hard, objective facts is key to staying grounded and avoiding being swept into a false sense of urgency. This level of critical thinking is a core requirement for responsible participation in any speculative market. It allows holders to observe and discuss the phenomenon without making financial decisions based on its emotional impact. This separation ensures that the individual's approach remains grounded, rational, and immune to the pressure created by mass speculation. Another significant aspect of the current community buzz involves speculation about internal bank activity. Some holders are actively asserting that increased activity, internal banking system upgrades, the deployment of new digital platforms, or noticeable activity at specific physical branches are clear indicators of preparation for a larger, imminent financial event. This, too, must be understood as interpretation, not confirmation. Banks routinely update their systems for hundreds of operational reasons, ranging from necessary cybersecurity improvements and ongoing digital platform maintenance to compliance with new regulatory standards. None of these standard banking actions automatically signal a pending currency event. The key mechanism here is the rapid spread of observation. A holder might notice a slightly busier bank lobby or a new interface on a mobile app, and within a few hours the community transforms this normal operational observation into a speculative narrative. This phenomenon of rapid narrative creation is observed globally across various speculative financial groups. The responsible approach remains deliberately simple: observe any changes, but never assume those changes imply more than what has been publicly and officially confirmed. When a bank or central authority intends to make a significant financial shift, they will invariably issue a clear, public, and official announcement. Until such verifiable announcements are made, all community interpretations regarding banking activity remain purely speculative conversations. Nevertheless, these detailed discussions confirm the high level of vigilance among IQD holders, whose close attention to every detail reflects their profound desire for clarity and demonstrable progress in the broader financial status of the currency. Let's dissect the psychological impact of countdown rumors. Human cognition is innately wired to respond intensely to the concept of a ticking clock, which instantaneously triggers feelings of urgency, focus, and heightened emotional investment. For many in the community, a countdown makes an abstract concept feel concrete, often making the unconfirmed rumor feel as real as a verified deadline. This makes countdown rumors highly infectious and rapid in their spread, as they provide a tangible item for the community to anticipate. However, the inherent danger lies in the countdown generating unnecessary stress or compelling holders to act rashly. This is why the repeated message is vital. There is no official 60-hour exchange window, no confirmed timeline, and no recognized authority has issued any such countdown. The circulating narrative appears to be a community-generated rumor, gaining its massive momentum from its potent emotional impact. The intelligent response to this psychological trigger is to remain calm, organized, and rational. While undertaking steps like organizing personal financial documents is prudent for general life preparedness, it should never be done in reaction to the urgency generated by an unverified rumor. Understanding the emotional mechanics that fuel these countdown narratives helps holders to stay fundamentally grounded, safeguarding them from unnecessary panic or rushed decisions that often accompany high emotional states. This level of emotional discipline is essential for sound, clear financial decision-making, regardless of the underlying speculative asset. The rumor is a conversation starter, not a call to action. The current excitement also illuminates the deeper challenge of how information flows within the IQD world. Many holders rely heavily on online groups for updates, but these environments frequently function as echo chambers. A single unverified post, perhaps based on a misunderstanding or a highly speculative assumption, is rapidly repeated by others. Within a matter of hours, the claim gains the weight of widespread consensus, creating the false impression that everyone is saying the same thing. This amplification by echo chamber pushes rumors far beyond their original source, explaining why terms like Phase 2 and exchange window are being repeated without a formal definition from official institutions. Recognizing the existence of these echo chambers is crucial for safe engagement in speculative, financial communities. To safeguard against misinformation, holders must adopt a critical thinking filter, constantly asking, what is the source of this information? Is it officially verified? Is it based on a public communication or purely on personal speculation? By approaching community conversations with this level of scrutiny, individuals can protect themselves from being unduly influenced by the emotional momentum of rumors. In a moment of such heightened community excitement, critical discernment is more important than pure speculation. The emotional volume of a message should never be mistaken for its factual accuracy or authority. Let's transition to the constructive aspect of today's conversation, the concept of preparedness. While there is no confirmed exchange window, the discussions around it serve a useful purpose by highlighting the universal benefit of maintaining organized financial affairs. Regardless of any rumors, it is always wise for individuals to keep their financial documents, identification, bank account details, and personal records current and well organized for everyday financial needs. This practice is about general financial housekeeping, not about responding to a rumored deadline. The discussions about note verification and document preparation that surface during speculative spikes can be productively reframed as an opportunity to examine one's personal financial readiness in a balanced and practical way. This mindset reframes the activity as general financial diligence, not a crisis countdown. Being well organized is beneficial irrespective of whether an exchange event ever materializes. By focusing on practical, non-rumor-based steps, holders can mitigate emotional stress while concurrent. Improving their overall state of financial preparedness. This balanced approach allows for engagement with the community's dialogue without succumbing to the pressure of unverified claims, shifting the focus from speculative urgency to proactive personal management. Diving deeper into the community belief system, many interpret Phase 2 as symbolizing the idea that Iraq is actively moving toward a stronger, more stable financial position. For others, it represents a crucial shift in public and global awareness of the currency. Ultimately, without any official definitions, the term remains a symbolic placeholder rather than a confirmed governmental program. Analyzing these interpretations is valuable because it explicitly reveals the community's core desire, a craving for tangible signs of forward progress. Holders are intensely monitoring the Iraqi economy, tracking internal reforms, watching political statements, and following banking developments. Even if the term Phase 2 itself is unofficial, the desire for progress that motivates its use is very real. Understanding this dynamic is key to preventing the formation of false assumptions. It permits holders to maintain a hopeful outlook without becoming dependent on unverified or premature narratives. The emotional need for progress often dictates how the community interprets otherwise unrelated events. The ability to recognize this pattern protects the individual holder from misinterpreting standard operational or political developments as specific markers on a speculative timeline. The goal is to be hopeful, but not blindly trusting of every trending term. The current rumor cycle is not confined to one region. It is an internationally amplified phenomenon. Holders across different countries are repeating the same core claims, reposting the identical messages, and echoing the same unverified phrases. This global repetition significantly increases the illusion that a major globally recognized event is genuinely unfolding. However, just as repetition doesn't equal validation domestically, global repetition does not equal global confirmation. The international spread highlights the immense interconnectedness of these communities and the speed at which speculation can travel, reinforcing the vital need to rely exclusively on official announcements because misinformation always spreads far faster than fact. The fact that holders from multiple continents are actively asking about the alleged 60-hour window demonstrates the rumor's reach. Yet the core truth is unchanged. No official institution has confirmed anything resembling a countdown. Analyzing this global spread helps holders understand the broader forces influencing the entire conversation, serving as a reminder to remain cautious, stay critically informed, and avoid jumping to conclusions based solely on the volume of messages, rather than their verifiable accuracy. The belief that increased bank activity is a pre-sign of an impending event also needs a realistic breakdown. Banks worldwide handle multiple, complex daily operations, and normal fluctuations in customer traffic, staff meetings, system maintenance, or security updates are a standard part of business. None of these activities inherently signal a currency event of the magnitude rumored. However, the Dinar community's tendency is to watch banks with an extremely microscopic and hopeful lens, searching for any pattern or deviation in timing. This vigilance, while understandable, frequently leads to misinterpretation, where normal activity is assigned a hidden speculative meaning. The rational step is to maintain perspective, banks will invariably issue clear public statements before any major currency action takes place. They have no incentive to rely on speculation or secret activities to announce a significant shift. Therefore, while staying aware is valuable, holders must actively avoid assigning meaning where none has been officially confirmed. This distinction is a fundamental part of staying grounded and realistic during intense and highly speculative rumor cycles, ensuring that observations are managed rationally. During spikes in speculation, there are crucial actions that holders should actively avoid. First, and most importantly, is making rushed financial decisions. The pressure generated by rumors is designed to bypass rational thought and can often lead to costly mistakes. Second, holders must never share personal or sensitive financial information with anyone claiming to have inside access or special knowledge. Scams are frequently built within speculation communities, and maintaining strict privacy is non-negotiable. Third, it is vital to avoid assuming that a repeated message equals truth. Many participants simply repeat what they hear without any form of verification. The safest methodology is to observe the community conversation dispassionately, without becoming emotionally dependent on the rumors. Financial choices must always be predicated on verified information, not on the ephemeral momentum of community speculation. Understanding why speculation peaks at certain times provides valuable context. Rumors often gain their greatest traction during periods of actual political transition, economic reform, or the proposal of new financial legislation. Largely because people anticipate these genuine events will directly influence a currency's value. Even if the rumored connection is purely imagined, the timing encourages rampant speculation. Currently, many holders are linking internal reform activity in Iraq or broader international economic shifts to the idea of a significant impending change. Whether this link is factually accurate or not, recognizing this pattern helps explain the intensification of rumor cycles. Communities naturally seek meaning during moments that feel transitional, and recognizing this helps holders stay emotionally balanced and avoid the false assumption that every period of change automatically signals immediate financial impact. Another persistent element in the current rumor wave is the belief that private, selective notifications may allegedly be rolled out to certain holders or groups. This narrative suggests an exclusive, non-public system of communication is in place. It is important to note that, as of today, there is no confirmed system, no verified notification plan, and no financial institution has ever announced such a step. The concept of private notifications is a recurring, hopeful theme in many financial communities, born from the desire to be personally and immediately informed. However, in all established, legitimate financial systems, any major announcement is always public and communicated through official, verifiable channels, never through selective, private communications. Therefore, while the community's hope is understandable, the reality is that no private notification system has ever been confirmed. Remaining grounded in this reality is essential to avoid potential disappointment or confusion. Let's analyze the strong psychological attraction of the phrase exchange window. This term inherently suggests a defined period of opportunity, a specific and urgent time frame for action. As with the countdown, this idea of a window exists only within community speculation and is not reflected in any documented financial policy or official schedule. However, the immense popularity of the phrase reveals something profound about the holder's collective mindset. They are craving clarity, defined timelines, operational steps, and official confirmation. Anything that alleviates uncertainty. When no official timeline is provided by authorities, communities will naturally fill that void by creating their own, which is why rumors so often take the form of specific countdowns or defined windows. Understanding this need helps holders to successfully avoid emotional reactions to unverified buzz. The current community excitement is also heavily influenced by the idea that something might finally be on the horizon after years of sustained waiting. Extended periods of anticipation naturally amplify the emotional reaction to any circulating rumor, however unverified. This makes speculative narratives appealing because they offer a dose of hope during an otherwise uncertain period. This is why it is vital to practice critical evaluation of all incoming information. The holder must consistently ask, has an official, recognized institution made this announcement? Is there a verified document to support this claim? Is the source credible? If the answer to these questions is no, the claim must be treated as speculative conversation, not a confirmed update. Remaining mindful of this distinction is the safest and most effective way to navigate periods of intense speculation. Shifting toward a more constructive and empowering focus, even though the current rumor cycle lacks a foundation in confirmed information, it highlights the enduring importance of staying informed, financially organized, and critically aware for every holder. Instead of reacting emotionally to countdown rumors, the focus should be on practical self-education. understanding how currency markets function, how banking processes operate, and how to effectively protect oneself from misinformation and scams. Community discussions should be utilized as an opportunity for personal education, not as pressure to make immediate, reactive decisions. This proactive mindset provides strength, clarity, and resilience. By approaching rumors with a foundation of knowledge rather than raw emotion, the holder remains in control and avoids being manipulated by speculation, a process that is the healthiest way to navigate the world of the IQD. In conclusion, the core message remains firm. The phrases Phase 2 and 60-hour window are high-intensity, community-generated buzz, not officially confirmed financial developments. The widespread excitement is undeniable, the conversations are intense, and the speculation is extensive. Yet, without verification from an official authority, they remain firmly in the category of rumors. Analyzing them, however, provides a valuable lens into the emotional cycles that shape speculative financial communities, reminding everyone of the essential need to remain cautious, critically informed, and resolutely grounded. These discussions can be energizing, but they must never be allowed to supersede or replace verified facts and official announcements. By practicing informed awareness and responsible critical thinking, holders can participate in the ongoing conversation without being swept away by its emotional currents. The current surge in discussion about Phase 2 and a rumored exchange window fundamentally reflects the enduring hope and engagement within the IQD community, but it is not a confirmation of financial progress. The key elements of this analysis have been to break down the rumor's spread, understand its underlying psychology, and emphasize the absolute necessity of separating speculation from verifiable reality. For all IQD holders, the prudent course is to remain calm, stay informed, and rely solely on official updates from credible, established institutions. Exciting conversations should not be the basis for financial decisions, which must always be grounded in confirmed facts, not emotional momentum. Should any legitimate financial development occur, it will be announced publicly through official channels, not through rumors or countdowns. Until that day, the guidance is to stay patient, stay aware, and stay financially safe.